Welcome back, listeners, to We Are Listening. I'm Pulkit Garg, your host, and today we embark on a harmonious journey into the realm of music therapy. Our guide on this sonic exploration is none other than Sidhharrth S Kumaar, a pharmacist turned astronumerologist and a music therapist. Siddharth, before we dive into this world of personalized music therapy, I would like and request you to set the stage by helping our listeners understand why does sound hold such a profound importance in our well-being?
Fair enough. So see, definitely when I talk about sound, so as a human, we are responded to many stimuli, be it the smell, be it the vision, be it the touch, be it the sound. Each of them are used in the natural healing modality. So we have healing practices in natural care which takes care of everything. So sound leverages the sonic ability of a human body to do that. The
Mhm.
main reason of this is that it is easiest to do that. When I call about easiest, for a person to be able to focus on something, the person to be able to concentrate on something becomes much easier, much realistic. So this is what brings in more significance to the sound as a whole. And second thing is that if we talk about as a human being, and simple example I could say is that when we are traveling, especially in the city like Delhi or Bangalore or Mumbai, in the hustle of traffic, the sounds from the vehicles coming outside irritates us, and there are not many words that come into our mouth and other places. And second thing is that when we are at a temple or we are at a very calm meditation place, we feel much soothed. So this is something which is easy for a person to correlate from their own life experiences. And once you have built a correlativity with or a relativity with a human life, it is easier for you to make the person trust you and make the person focus on your thoughts. And this is where sound comes into picture.
Got it. Got it. I do have a very close relationship with sound. My final year project was around harnessing the power of noise pollution. So that's what I started out and submitted as one of my final year projects during my engineering days. Uh, and I totally agree that sound has really good impact on us. Whenever we are listening a song, we start behaving or feeling like the song that we have heard. Let's say we are listening to a romantic song, so automatically we start feeling loved, or those expressions to love somebody comes out. If we are listening to a song that is aggressive, we start feeling aggression within us. Can you help us understand a bit around why this therapy or music therapy is becoming one of the leading phenomenon in the industry right now? I have seen sound healing workshops happening more in last 2 3 years in comparison to any a decade back or so.
Very well said, Pulkit. So the simple reason of sound healing getting the picture is that it is easier to strike a relatability. The people are say it is easy. It depends upon the healer. It depends upon the natural therapist to strike out that relatability. For a sound, it becomes much easier the job. The example I was quoting, talking about loud, it becomes easier. So you also said, ki, this is second thing is that once you people has your initial you attention span and where you have a striker relatability, the person will get retained. And this is what has seen sound. Second thing is that what has driven the sound is that since sound is something that you can measure
Mhm.
in the terms of wattage that you are going to use. And if we talk about as a human brain, so we have four kind of or five kind of broadly waves like gamma, beta, alpha, theta, and delta. So they are the waves of the brain response pattern. So it becomes easier to do evidence generation between the sound received by the ears and the reciprocative sound waves or reciprocative waves in the brain by electroencephalogram. There are a lot of research that has happened around this impact. This research is another parameter that has driven to bring in the more confidence into the same where you have a tangible output to say. For example, if a person comes to me and say, "Arey, you are doing a sound healing, show me something on that," it can be shown. If I have to put say if I put say a kind of electroencephalograms which measure the brain patterns, And in fact, there's a company which came in the like I'm missing the name. You might help me to recall that. Which has developed a model of say to wear around your head, like neophonics or something like that. It came actually
I've not
on
heard of
that. So so they have done the very similar thing. So when you are doing a meditation, we are doing a program, you can have the outcomes or you have the how your brain is responding to that. Since it is easier to do with the sound, so the confidence comes too much higher. And the since you have striken out a confidence, you are sorted to see the writing on that. And second thing is that sound is one thing which a kid or which a human being sees from his own journey as well. And once you have seen something in own journey, it becomes you become tentatively more hooked towards or more attracted towards the thing.
it. Got it. I totally agree with you on this. Something I would like to understand more in depth around this is, have there been any integrations with sound and other modalities of natural healing? Any examples or any, instances where sound has been used with any other modality to bring around the wellness for individuals?
Right. So there are a couple of examples that has been well researched and well discussed. I will quote a couple of them. The first is that clubbing music with the yoga. The
Okay.
yoga and music has been synergistically combined. Specifically, the asanas of yoga are focusing on the emotional well-being, and that becomes a very synergistic combination to boost that. When I talk about yoga, it by default includes meditation as well.
Mhm.
So there are many researches in the, especially in Western part, where we have say many meditation practices getting synergistically combined with the sound. So this is one area where a synergistic combination has happened. Another area where we have seen that synergistically combination happening is between sound and the mantras. So there are many research even in India as well, where what way they have done is that they have combined the mantra chanting at a specific frequency. And to give it more examples, say for example the Om. It's a very simple Maha mantra that we use. That if we use Om say at 528 hertz, or if we do Om at 432 hertz, the impact will vary. So this is another area combining the beauty of sound with this art of mantra is something which is explored significantly. Third area where we have seen this music getting combined are specifically in areas in natural healing, like the energy healers, whether it's a Reiki healer or Lama Pera healers or other kind of those healers. They are also combining, synergistically combining with the sound, obviously two therapists or single therapists to bring in more better outcome or more give a holistic experience to the person.
Got it. Got it. I was recently talking to a startup from New Zealand. I'm skipping the name, but they were working on a structure where they could build mantras basis the frequencies, studying the person's emotional health. So they were
Right.
going at a level where they were personalizing even the frequency of mantras and the words that they need to,
True.
be
Very
chanting.
true. Very
So,
true. So this is what I was mentioning of the combining the at a specific frequency, and this is something which is really actually comes into picture. Ki, say for example, and this sounds like a very innovative idea. There's something a metric which can read what my emotion is that and what sound wave I need at that point of time to help me out.
mhm.
So that's definitely a very going to be interesting area. Say this is one area where I can say vouch for is that is going to give you the tremendous result and a result which you can measure.
Amazing. Um, Siddharth, let's really, demystify the realm of sound healing for our listeners. And if you can, chart a step-by-step pathway for our listeners to get onto this healing world of sound and music rhythms.
So when I talk about say sound healing or something, it is much important to be personalized in the approach. So until or unless we are personalized, we might not be able to reach where we want to reach. Having said so, if I have to strike out a bird's eye view for a general say well-being of a majority of people, then the first and simple thing is that we need to have a place which is calm. It can be our home, it can be any other place. It should be a good place, a place where you feel comfortable. The place is very important and significant because the environment plays a role. If you are not able to concentrate at your home, visit a meditation center, no problem at all. Second thing is that be comfortable. When you are going to begin with your sound journey, wear the clothes that is comfortable to you. So any light clothes or clothes which are not very congested, which keeps your body free, that's important. Second, coming to the posture. Once you have prepared yourself with a light clothing, third thing is that do not eat or drink anything 30 minutes before the healing. And after that, the simple reason is that if you have food in your stomach, you might not be able to focus on that, because that is what called gut brain axis, GBA, so which is another factor of your emotional well-being. So if your gut or the stomach is primarily empty, you will be much better focused on that. Then comes your posture. You can be seated, you lie down, both are okay. The only simple criteria is that keep your body as straight as you can, whether it's your spine, whether it's your hand, whether it's your leg, it should never be folded, it should always be straight. So even exception is that when you are sitting in any asana of yoga, if you're sitting in an asana like Padmasana or any other asana, then it's okay. Except the asanas, you cannot, even if you're sitting in asana, your spine remains straight. So what is the criteria that your spine should be straight? The simple reason for that is that your spine carries the seven chakras of your body, starting from your root chakras, your crown chakras, all lied on your spine itself, except the crown chakra which actually crosses your head, but it's totally part of the spine itself, related to a spine. And now comes a dialing a music. Now comes, this is the most important part of selecting a music. For a person to begin, 528 hertz is a very good frequency to begin with. And this is what we call, and there was a researcher known as solfeggio. So all these are referred as solfeggio frequencies. So solfeggio is that he addressed 528 hertz as a miracle tone, or a tone which gives our positivity around the person. And this is what we can use in general life. And there are many other waves as well, which he has classified under solfeggio frequencies to use for specific purposes. So this is something which can be used for general well-being. Another thing is that in the beginning, keep your time less than 20 minutes. Simple. If you feel any discomfort, limit the time. So don't think starting from the day one, I'm going to do for an hour or so. Start small, make the foundation strong, and keep on increasing the time gradually. This can be a simple route map which a person can use. So this is for the general well-being, a preventive care. However, if you feel a need, it's better to consult a sound healer, a music therapist who can see you, assess you, and guide you and do you based on you what needs you.
Amazing, Siddharth. So thanks for breaking that down. And we would wrap up this episode with one final question. What are some of the suggested sound healing practices for increasing concentration and reducing stress?
Interesting. So if I talk about for increasing concentrations, so there can be definitely multiple approaches. I'm answering one or two. For increasing concentrations, alpha waves works quite well. You also can go to 432 hertz. So there are two options for your concentration. When it comes to stress, you can go to 528 hertz, as well as you can go to theta waves. So both are the two options you have for the stress management.
Amazing, amazing. So thanks a lot, Siddharth, for sharing the knowledge around sound healing and music therapy with our listeners. And listeners, if you have any questions or any recommendations, please feel free to share with us. We will be more than happy to answer them or work on your suggestions. So thanks a lot. Thank you, Siddharth.
Thank you so much.